What's up, y'all? Coming at you live from motherfucking Walmart. Had to come in here and get this battery charged, replaced. What's up, Cool Mo 69? Up in here, Mr. Mighty Buddha, Peter 4168. What's happening? Winston Peck. What up? What up, Trey? Trey Oxen. What's poppin'? What's up, Mills? What's up, son? Where you at? Tap. What up, man?
What's good?
Shit, I'm in here getting my battery charged. Is it charging? I'm trying to get. Well, what you call it told me. Good evening, homie. What you call it? AutoZone told me that it was not. It was a bad battery. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm just letting you know that it already has been determined it's a bad battery. So if you're not getting the response you're looking for, it's probably because it's a bad battery.
Okay.
I get it, brother. I know you get it. I was just giving you some background. This, guys, you know, some of these cats have social shortcomings. So, you know, I mean, basically they be on the what do you call it, on the spectrum. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah, they be
yeah,
right.
they be on the spectrum there. So they don't have normative social skills. So you might think that they're responding with a like a belligerent way or bad energy, but it's not that. It's they don't have social skills, and if they're not on the spectrum, which I believe this young man is, I can tell by the way he avoids making eye contact and stuff like that, like he's some degree of autistic or whatever. And a lot of people are. There's a lot of people aren't diagnosed still. A lot of people are autistic. A lot of people have some degree of what they would call autism. But you just got to be patient with people, and you can't act like it's personal. If a motherfucker don't know you, it can't be personal. You dig? Like if they don't know you, it cannot be personal. You know what I mean? It's been 15 years. Give they. It's been 15 years. Best 4 hours of looking into the future. We could soon 145th Street and 8th Avenue by my BM, by my baby mama's place. What's good, my boy? 145th Street and 8th Avenue.
That's
I don't
right
have a
there
baby
by
mama
Gwen.
over there. It's my girl, my old girl Gwen. But
Right.
I don't know who he is, but
He
he
definitely
definitely,
know. He
yeah,
definitely
he
on
definitely
point.
know. He
He
definitely
definitely
know.
know.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I was like 145th and 8th.
Yeah, he talking about the billing. Um, but if you knew it was bad, why are you trying to charge it? That's what I'm saying. So, Buck DYD said, why are you trying to charge it if you know it's bad? Like they have to determine it's bad. For them to replace the battery, they got to determine it's
Yeah.
bad. They got
Yep.
to
They
get a
do.
bad read. Yeah, they don't take my word for it. What's going on, Dante Smith, 743, DC Hourville,
DV
66
all in the truck. Yeah, that's it right
Gmail.
there. He in the truck and everything. Wait.
Yeah, he definitely
I was
know.
just explaining to somebody that New York parking is
Maccabees.
crazy. That New York parking is crazy.
Oh my God.
Remember waking up and having to move your car from one side of the street to the other side of the street, and
I
then you
can't
might be
stand New York
sitting
for
out
that.
there asleep in the car, waiting to move your car and get a ticket while you
Why you
sleep.
sleep? Yep. I had it happen one day. It was in front of your grandma building, man, in the Trooper, and we've been out all night, hanging out and shit, and about to, go lay down for a couple of hours over there because I had some business to take care of over there in the city, and sat there and was waiting for a parking space. Dozed off, woke up, and there was a ticket on the window. I was like, I went driving up the concourse, like trying to see if I could see the motherfucker, bro. You know how I was back then, bro. I was going to literally shove this ticket down this dude's throat. Literally, like You know, I used to deal with people, man. I used to deal with people like for real, for real. I traumatized a lot of people, bro. A lot of people, because I was intolerant of fuckery. I traumatized a lot of motherfuckers. Like motherfuckers play the little games, tow your car. You know what I mean? I pull up on them other guys, yo, put that car back where you got it. I don't mean drop it here. I mean take it back and park it right where you got it from. Or I'm going to push your brains out the side of your head right here, right now. Have you kissed your babies today? And I was committed to it because I was outside of my mind, and not that I was crazy, but I was so antisocial. I was so removed from the norms of society that, I was raised by people who were like this. You know what I mean? So to me, it was like, fuck around, lay around. You dig? Like I didn't fuck with people. You know that? I didn't fuck with people. I didn't bother people. What up, Ralph? I didn't bother people, man. I didn't bother nobody. I didn't bother people. You know what I mean? But he said I ain't do all that. No,
I do
I
all
was on
that.
that. I was on that. I was on that. I used to knock people out on the regular basis, like at least two people a month. And I'm talking about in passing shit. I'm talking about like traffic shit. And it wasn't about road rage. I was intolerant of fuckery. I was that person. I'm like, you've been getting away with a lot of shit. Whoever you are, person, you've been, what up, Tom Tom? You've been getting away with a lot of
What
shit.
up, Tom?
Like you've been getting away with talking slick and popping fly and all that, and nothing happens. And in a normal world, which I was no part of, in a normal world, that's what it is. Like normal people, they, pop shit. Hey, I'll do this, I'll do that. Yeah, fuck you, I'll do this. But in the world I come from, in the house I come from, you don't do that. You don't do that. You don't pop shit and talk shit and all that crazy shit. It ain't none of that. What up, Dre? Dre the poet. If you ain't on it, like if you not ready to get down all the way down, you keep quiet. You keep quiet. But you don't antagonize because you're gonna get what you're looking for.
Boy.
Man, I said not that all that back in the day. What you looking at? Yeah, what you looking at? What you looking at? I don't do that. Nigga say, what you looking at? I walk straight up to him and knock his ass the fuck out. You play that game with somebody else. And anybody that knows me will tell you that. This ain't, I'm on the internet and just saying, these are my truths. And I'm not bragging. I'm talking about a degree of antisocial behavior that I was subject to because I did not know any better. I did not know any better. And I've never been stupid. I've never been stupid. I just didn't know any better. I just didn't have that degree of socialization. I did not know that people said things they didn't mean because in the home I come from, people did not say things they didn't mean. If they said something, no matter how outrageous it was, they meant exactly that. They meant exactly that. Like exactly that. Like, I'll throw you out the window. They meant not something like, I'll throw you out the window, or I'm so mad I could throw out the window. They meant if you persist along the line of behavior or attitude you're giving right now, you're going out of the window. And we're on the fifth floor. You dig? I was 5 years old. We lived in Harlem, 115th Street, building 235. It's still there now. It's a whole new fucking building. I wonder if they got an elevator in that bitch because it's a 5-story walk up. Stairs all made of wood and all kind of shit. It was a big ass fire hazard, the whole fucking building. So I'm a little kid, spoiled little motherfucker. And I said to my mother one day, something I asked for because I was always, I was spoiled. So I wanted something. And she said no or wait or whatever. And I said, I'm going to jump out the window. Her and her mother, my grandmother, I had to be no more than 5, 6 at the most. They took me and hung me out the back window over the backyard, out the window by my legs. My grandmother and my mother hung me out the window by my legs, by my fucking ankles. So if you got a mother and a grandmother, who will do that to you? Who will show you that degree of resolve? What do you think you're inclined to do when you get outside? You think you fucking with people? You think you're letting people fuck with you? You think you're letting people play with you? You think you're tolerating shit from people? You're not. You're not. You giving motherfuckers the business because you got the business. And you think this is the world.
Yeah.
If it's like this in my house, it must be like this outside. You know what I mean? So you guys, you motherfuckers had it so good, you would not believe.
Yeah.
Y'all had it so good. Because I wasn't doing that terroristic shit to my children.
Shit.
I just gave off a energy. I knew how to give off an energy without
You
demeaning you.
motherfuckers! You don't! You be like, yo, man, this shit, yeah. Oh, shit.
And sometimes when once y'all would go in the room, I would go and I would go like in another room and I'd be laughing my ass off. I'd be laughing my ass off because it's like I'm not even mad, but it's like if
You
I'm
gotta
not
be
gonna
mad to show them we serious. Like, nah,
right,
bro.
right. But what the thing is, like, if like for instance y'all would do some shit, somebody then did some shit, and then I'd be like, who did it? And ain't nobody telling. So, I'm like, all right, well, everybody gonna get in trouble. You know what I mean? And wasn't nobody getting beat, you know what I mean? But everybody gonna get in trouble, whatever trouble it is. And I would be like, like, oh, you little motherfuckers, y'all don't know what y'all doing, y'all playing around. And then y'all go in the other room, I'd be like, yeah, that's right, my motherfucking sons stick together. Fuck, they ain't no motherfucking fuck. Them niggas ain't gonna break on over. They ain't gonna give each other up. They ain't gonna tell on each other. You know what I mean? That type of shit, But yeah, man, it's, all of that is to say, man, you got to grow up, you got to mature, especially in these days. Society's not going to tolerate the kind of behavior, which is another reason that I watched y'all as much as I did, because the kind of stuff that I was doing, I felt like you guys were genetically predisposed to doing it. And I knew that the society you were growing up in, I grew up in the 70s, in the 80s. You guys were coming up in the 90s, and that wasn't going to be tolerated. That wasn't going to be tolerated. The kind of shit I was doing as a kid, that shit wasn't going to be tolerated. They were locking little kids up for that type of shit. So I really wanted to keep a tight rein on y'all to keep y'all from doing what your genes might dictate, what I mean? What your genes might say, you know what? It might be fun if we just threw a rock at that car as it passed by and broke its window so they could chase us.
That's what we did. That's what we did.
That's what I used to do.
We definitely.
I was that kid, Mr. Mischief.
The day
Mr.
we
Mischief.
stopped doing that shit, we was going to Nelly K. Parker when we was on Prospect. And these people was test driving the car. We threw the rock, the shit broke the glass. The lady got hit with the rock. The dude started chasing. I was like, bro, we went too far. I knew it was fucking stuff. And that, I started realizing, we really fucking people up. Like we like fucking up somebody's day. Like we fucking
Right.
up somebody's
Like,
life. Moving
it's
forward for
crazy.
10 seconds.
It was crazy. Like when, people talk about karma, right?
Yeah.
And they talk about, they get older, and they're going like through some challenging time or whatever, and they talk about how they never did nothing to nobody. They don't know why they're going through what they're going through. And they forgot all about the shit that they did when they were kids. All the shit you did, all the stuff that you did, all the shit you knew better than to do and you did it any fucking way because you didn't care about the consequences, all that stuff. If you're a person who subscribes to the idea of karma, I don't know how long you think karma stretches back in one's life, but if you're one that subscribes to the concept of karma, then some of that shit might be from back when you was a little kid, doing shit like wiping your boogers on the motherfucking wall, and talking about you don't know who did it.
Oh, I still do that.
Or
I'd be at different girls' houses. I'd be like, I'm about to booger at this bitch house. I do it,
yeah, yeah, y'all must have been having a competition in that motherfucking room at some point because boy, I used to be like, what is all this on the motherfucking wall? Is that boogers? Shut up. Is that boogers on the fucking wall? What's wrong with y'all? And everybody act like they ain't do it. Nobody did it. I said, so boogers just growing out the wall, huh? They just growing out the motherfucking wall. Ain't nothing like raising some boys, man. Ain't nothing like raising boys. I was doing the photo album, putting the photo album together, and so I was going through all of y'all old photos. Man, we had some times, man. We had some times. Y'all had some great times, man. Y'all had some really great. Y'all had a great childhood. Ain't no bullshit about that. Y'all had some great times, man. For real, for real. You know, if I do say so myself, y'all had some great fucking times. You know. Speaking of which, doesn't my grandson have a track meet today?
Yeah,
A track meet today? Is he doing it right now?
yeah. His race is at 7:30.
7:30. Yeah, that's how's he doing? What up, Charlie? Charlie
Um,
underscore Redden
he
the
good.
second.
I mean, he just called me and got some
Joshua.
money from me on Cash App. He
That's
got
what's up.
got some money from me on Cash App.
Yeah, I know he gonna bust their ass. I know he gonna bust their ass
Yeah, that's
today.
how
That boy,
I be letting them know. I'm like, yo, you racing yourself because like you know your times. So really, just focus on beating your time, because you can beat these. If you start focusing on the nigga next to you, you're not paying attention to your goal.
that's right. That's right. That's right. I never, I didn't raise y'all like that. I didn't raise y'all to compete or compare to others, compete with or compare to others. It was always about determining for yourself what you believe your capabilities are, and then doing everything that you could, whether that was physically or like personally, in terms of just how you conduct yourself and carry yourself, or mentally, in terms of your scholastic, abilities and so forth, And by the way, I just came across your in doing this stuff I'm doing with the book. Came across y'all notes from the 48 Laws of Power when y'all was studying 48 Laws of Power when y'all were like 15, 16. I still got them damn notes. I always kept them because I wanted to show them to y'all kids when they grew up. But if I always told y'all to focus on being the best version of you, and that nobody could compete with you in that. Nobody can compete with you being you. Nobody could ever be better than you at being you. And if focused on that, if you focused on challenging yourself to be better than you had been in whatever way, you can imagine than you had been previously, then you'd always be, pushing yourself from internal, from within, as opposed to being reliant upon outside influence to push you further. You know what I mean? Oh, he got that car, so I got to get that car. He took that trip, so I got to take this trip. Like I see a lot of people driven by that, and there is there is a void in a person who is driven like that. There's a void. What's going on, Rich Porter 25? There's a void in a person who is driven by externals like that, by external standards set by people that in a lot of instances, they don't even know them. But whether you know them or not is really inconsequential. It really don't matter if you know them or not. You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is you have no idea what the real true conditions and circumstances are around another person's motives. There are a lot of people who are driven to be better or driven to outdo others because they have deep inadequacy. They feel unworthy. So they're constantly trying to prove their worthiness. And a lot of times it makes them do things that they shouldn't be doing or they otherwise wouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? But when you have that type of external motivation, it's due to a void within yourself. It's an emptiness in yourself. It's a hole where your self-esteem should be, where your self-love and your self-value should be. If that's the case, then if you're trying to fill that from without, outside of yourself, you will never ever be able to do that. You can't fill that void from outside yourself, right? But by trying to fill it from outside yourself, what you're doing is you're increasing the void. You're making the void bigger. You're feeding the void. You're feeding the thing that makes you feel empty. In order for you to fill that void, to truly fill that void, you have to ignore the outside and work on what is actually the thing that you need to work on, the one thing you can control yourself. You can't control nothing else. You can't control nothing or no one else but you. And you will be challenged to control you. Remember, I used to tell you about, I had to tell you about girls, trying to control girls. What I used to say?
Yep. Said don't try to control no vagina because you don't own one.
That's right. That's the quickest way to lose your mind. As a young man, as a kid growing up, and then a young man coming into his own, I watched a lot of dudes really fuck their lives up trying to control some woman, trying to trying to control it through favor or through fear, or through finance. That's you feeding the monster. Whatever it is that you give your time and attention to, that it's going to grow. So if she seems selfish or self-absorbed or lacking in care towards you, if you try to change that or manipulate that by, doing something that you think is going to ingratiate her or make her feel some way obligated to treat you better, whatever, all you're actually doing is feeding the condition that makes her act in the way that she does towards you. That's it. You know how many dudes, girls brought me the money that they gave them? Or,
Hey,
whatever it was that they gave them?
hey, my your chick took my homeboy house and tried to move you.
Right, right,
Woman crazy as shit.
right. Like it's really what's going on. Season Esco, Black Beauty underscore Q. What's happening? Granddaddy Blaze. What's going on, Granddaddy Blaze?
Oh,
The magazine. Buck DYD asks, "What's up with the magazine?" The magazine business is dead. I'm gonna tell you, I learned something, man. Shortly after I started Don Diva, I learned that first of all, I learned that the money in magazines comes from what you call it comes from ads. When I first started, I didn't know that. I thought I thought of it like a package, and a package you buy, you sell, you buy low, you sell high, and then you take some of your profit, you put it to the side, and you add some of your profit to your principal, and then you get more, and you keep doing that. And because I had never done anything else, I had never had a job, I never worked nowhere. All I ever did was throw bricks at the penitentiary, as they say. You know what I mean? So I didn't know anything about anything other than selling drugs, right? Huh? No, but I got my what you call it? Got my card. So when um when I got the understanding, when Russell Simmons told me, say, yo, you gotta go out, you need ads. You need ads for the magazine, man. That's what you need. That's where the money comes from. You need ads. Right? So when he did that, right? When he said that, he was like, oh, okay, so I gotta get ads. All right. How the fuck you get ads? Who you talk to about getting ads? You know, I had no idea how that thing worked, none whatsoever. So when I finally start chasing down ads or whatever have you, whatever, cool, boom. So I get I get with Dave Mays and Ray Benzino through Al Sharpton at the first National Action Network's Hip Hop Summit in 2001. I had been doing the magazine business for a year. Now, Dave Mays and them, they had, by 2001, the source had peaked. They were making $5 million a month, a year or two, maybe three, maybe four before that. Like maybe 97 was the last year they were really doing it like that. Then Dave told me, we started talking. Dave said the magazine business it started losing massive revenue in terms of ads in around 1996 or so. So basically, I was 4 years late to the magazine business in terms of it making any sense. I was 4 years late to it. So for a person to be thinking about doing a magazine in 2024, unless it's like a digital magazine, like online magazine, whatever, is insane. It's dumb as fuck. Like, forget about it. My man Kev tried to bring me into a new a magazine he's doing called Street Elements, and I told him, I said that physical, who going to ad? Who going to advertise? You got the internet, you got social media, you got YouTube. Who's going to advertise? I'm gonna have to have the receipt in order. Hold on a second.
Who gonna do ads? I'm saying, who gonna do the ads? I don't know what this nigga is about to say. Now I gotta sit here and talk to
He's
y'all.
stupid.
I didn't know how to go do ads, but he actually started teaching me how to do ads and how to, get people that wanted to do ads. So in my endeavors, I would meet artists that wanted to be in a magazine, and he created a space and an avenue for new artists to get. Oh, so if y'all can't hear him, you can't hear me. I don't think they can hear me.
They can't hear you. They can't hear you. If I mute it, they can't hear you.
I don't think so. That's crazy, son.
That's
That's
wild.
wild,
That's really
dude.
wild. That's wild. So,
The streets was the worst. Niggas will pull out a bunch of money
It's
and don't
according to
give
my
you $5.
system, it's saying that
Like,
that
yo, how
battery
much
has never
how
been
much your
sold
magazine
according
go,
with the
nigga?
serial number.
Nigga pull out a big ass
So
knot
per
like that.
policy,
Give me
I
five
have to
dollars.
ask for the receipt to
You be like,
match
bro,
the
this
serial
ain't.
number, and
Bro, give me the
then I
100.
can
You
continue
about to
with it.
go spend on that big stuff you don't know.
I have to go look through my emails.
Magazine shit was hard.
I transferred all of my, I take
Walking up to
pictures of all my
niggas that
receipts,
they
but I
never even
transferred all of
got a
my receipts
magazine.
out of my
It's
phone
crazy.
into my emails.
Did that shit all over the country.
I have to go do that and then come back,
They'll pay for the
with it, and
brand.
I can
So,
go from there.
all right. So
But
where's my battery?
if you made
So
one
that's the
brand
old
and you
battery
did
right there.
something and you the person behind the brand, then you can make another something. Cause
That's a fact.
Don Diva, like
That's a
that's
fact.
all the stories, all the relationships, all the people. That's him.
Yep. Well, the feel you got from it, that was from my writing. The pictures, the imagery you saw, that was me. I took those pictures. You know what I mean? It was the adventures of me. It was the adventure. Whatever I was doing, that's what you saw. You know what I mean? And it was cool. It was a hell of an education, but it was not something that could be could be duplicated. You know what I mean? And it was the timing of it. It was the right thing, the right kind of stories, and the right kind of content. This is before the internet, so a lot of the stuff, like a lot of the guys that you see on the internet, a lot of those first internet dudes, they got their motivation from me. I know that because they told me. You know, allhiphopparties.com. Those guys. Shout out to them, wherever they may be. They told me, they said, we started this because we wanted to start a magazine, but we didn't have the money or the know-how. So, we started doing this allhiphopparties.com. And what made them do that was because a large component, how I really got Don Diva popular in the hood was I would go to parties, right? I go to different clubs that was popping in the city back then, and I would take pictures of people who were like fly, had like unique outfits, mean outfits on, and I would feature them in magazine. These are regular people. These are not celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And when the magazine would come out, everybody would be going, I'm in this magazine. I'm in this magazine. Regular person in your hood. I'm in this magazine. Go get this magazine. And so people started getting very attached to that. So, right? They were, this was a space where prior to, the internet, the only people you saw on any type of medium was celebrity. So if you weren't a celebrity, nobody was going to see you. So no matter how fly you were, fresh you were, if a person wasn't at the club, they didn't see you. If a person didn't see the picture you took when they came to your house and went in your room, then they don't know that you had on this mean outfit that night at the club. Don Diva was the first place that a regular person could be fresh and fly and have themselves featured in the magazine alongside a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like there'd be a celebrity story in there, or a street cat story in there. An article I did, an interview I did with a street cat, and an interview I did with a rapper, and then it would be you. It would be you and your girl, or you and your homies, and y'all fresh, and y'all outfitted, and y'all in this magazine with all these celebrity people. And that's what gave me the edge. That's what gave me the edge. That's what enabled me to be able to do you know, what I did, which was make Don Diva a street Bible, where regular everyday people could be like, yo, that's our magazine, you know what I mean? Because he's featuring us, and we ain't big time drug dealers, and we ain't you know, rappers and shit. We regular people, you know, we doing what we doing, and he's paying attention to it, and that's how I was able to get the streets with me like that. And I just started in New York, started in Harlem, and just went from place to place to place. You know, first I went from borough to borough, then I went state to state, city to city,
Barbershop to
doing this
barbershop,
barbershop to
beauty
barbershop.
salon, beauty
So
salon.
yep. So the barbershops and the beauty salons, that was the distribution points. Those are the distribution points. What up, 809 JR? And the reason that those are the best distribution points, because those are the places where people sat still the longest, and they had nothing to do. No cell phones. So they just sitting there watching whatever's on a TV, assuming there's a TV, you know, or listen to the radio, assuming, you know, that the spot had a radio or whatever.
I mean, bootlegs was big then, so definitely had a DVD player and was watching
No,
bootlegs.
no, not in 2000. The average.
All the motherfuckers, yeah, all they had was, hold on a second.
You good. Nigga, this 2000 is bootleggers, nigga. Niggas had them.
Oh no, I'm talking about like niggas didn't have nothing. They didn't have no TVs and stuff like that and spots like that. The average barbershop played, um, they played games, basketball games and shit like that. You know, and that's if they had a TV. You know what I mean? Like a lot of spots didn't have TVs. You know, there weren't any flat screens.
Yeah, no flat screens.
You know,
Fatbacks.
there were no flat screens. So, you know, none of that.
Damn, that's crazy.
None of that mattered. None of that shit, you know, registered with niggas. They didn't have shit to do but sit there and just wait for their turn. So I took advantage of that. You sitting there waiting for your turn, read this. And that's how it spread. So I would sit there, I would go into a barbershop and I'd have like 4 or 5 cats that would be sitting there with the magazine, and then it would be some barber who would sit there and watch everybody looking at this magazine, and then when I got ready to leave, you know what I mean? A nigga done got all into the magazine, and they be ready to pay for it. And a barber would see that and be like, yo, niggas is paying, yo, let me get some of them joints. Let me get some of them, or let me get them on consignment, or whatever it might be. He might want to buy some joints. He might want to get some joints on consignment. You know what I mean? And that's how I started setting up that distribution. If you weren't there and you didn't do that, if you didn't play that part, then you didn't do shit. You didn't do shit. If you didn't write shit, if you didn't fucking take no pictures, run no magazines up and down the fucking highway, you know, chase down ads, you know, go to parties and walk around with a fucking camera and take pictures and solicit people to buy magazines in the club. If you didn't do that, you didn't do shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't do that, you did not do a fucking thing. Like when you say Tom we sold out in the DMV, motherfucker, right? Tom we was going around, and Tom drove to New York, scooped me up in his truck, and he had a mean burgundy. He had a few joints, but this one burgundy Suburban he had, mean, on like chrome 22s or some shit like that. Beautiful. Drove up from DC, came and scooped me up, shot me down to DC. We rode around all day long, hitting different spots. He's telling motherfuckers, yeah, buy the magazine. You know, you buy some for your store, buy a couple of dozen for your store, and you buy some for your store. And motherfuckers like, sure, Tom. Motherfuckers is buying, we sold the fuck out. And then he drove me back. That's my nigga Tom. He drove me back. And like that's what it was, man. Like people fucked with Don Diva because it was happening right in front of their face in real time.
Yeah.
And it made them believe that they could do something. A lot of people from inner city neighborhoods, a lot of melanated people, their concepts of how things come into being are not in line with how, you know, humble beginnings of things that become great, you know, can be and most of the time are. Whenever a person from our collective, the melanated collective, whenever they come into contact with somebody that's doing something, or they come into contact with some brand of some kind, whether it's music or a magazine or a clothing line or whatever it is that, you know, entrepreneurial melanated people are inclined to do, right? Whatever stage that shit is at, the average person, because they never built anything, they don't have the wherewithal to gauge where it really is. If you have it at all, if you have a tangible project or product, then in their mind, it's equal to, like, when I told somebody, you know, hey, check this out, it's my magazine, whatever. They go, your magazine? I go, yeah. In their mind, the fact that it's a magazine and they physically holding it, this isn't a new magazine. This is a brand new. This is a major publication. You vibe. The fact that you got a magazine means your vibe.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a starting magazine. You made a magazine. Your vibe. Yo, this guy's got a magazine. And in their mind, because they've only ever had vibe as a point of reference, in their mind, that's where you are. Your vibe. This is what you are. This is the level that you're on. So their thing is they're blown away because, like, yo, how could you have a magazine? You know, how'd you do it? It's like, well, I just went to the fucking printer. I wrote some shit, went to the printer, and had a guy print it up. And now I'm out here selling it. You know what I mean? But they think that it takes all of this information, or all of this navigation is shitty. It takes all of this money or all of this knowledge or all of these connections to do anything, to start anything. That's why so many people don't start shit. Because they think that you got to have it. They think that the moment that they see some shit, it is everything it's ever going to be. You know? Oh, you got a magazine. A magazine? Oh, shit, a magazine. He got a magazine. Like, how'd you do that? It's like, man, it's nothing to it. And then there's the other. So that's the one thing that keeps people from moving on shit and building shit, right? In our community or our collective. Another thing is they don't have the humility. They don't have the humility, bro. So I used to walk up to people and be like, hey, how you doing, man? You don't know me from nowhere. How you doing? My name is Cavario. This is my magazine. You know, and I got this magazine in my hand and I'm selling this magazine, right? And they're looking at me like, you know, what are you doing? You don't know me. You just walking up to me and just telling me, trying to sell me a magazine. And that's the attitude or the facial expression. It's like, they're like, what's going on? You know, first of all, magazines don't usually get sold out of people's hands, right? They get sold off of a newsstand or something like that. A magazine rack or something. So they're taken aback by that. But what really fucks them up is the humility that I'm willing to stand there in front of some stranger and go, hey, this is my magazine. Would you purchase it? Would you support what I'm doing? And it's funny how, and I learned this from y'all, from you and your brother.
Mm-hmm.
When we went to Miami for this one Memorial weekend, and I told you guys, I said, yo, take this magazine over there and sell it to that guy right there. We were on Ocean, and I said, go over there. He said, y'all said that? I said, yeah, him. So y'all walked over like y'all had just been told to go to your room in the middle of your favorite TV show. That's how y'all was at. Y'all was walking like, oh, wow, we got to do this. Oh, we got to do this. And I was like, go over there and just tell them, yo, you got a magazine, and, your father's magazine, and you're out here learning how to, be entrepreneurs, blah, blah, blah. Just go and tell you got the magazine stuff. They all went over, and y'all was like, hey, y'all held it. It was like, hey, man, this magazine, $5. You want it? Oh, okay, man. And y'all walked off. So I'm reading your body language. So I said, what happened? You don't want it. I said, that guy right there didn't buy the magazine. He said, no. I said, give it to me. I walked over to him. I said, hey, my brother, how you doing, man? My name is Kavario, man. This is my publication. I'm out here with my sons, man, right? It's your publication? Yeah, I'm out here with my sons. Trying to
Don't
show them how
laugh,
to
but
be their own bosses. You know what I mean? Trying to show them how to be their own bosses, get their money, And he was like, oh, no doubt, bro. Yo, let me get one of them joints, whatever. He gave me a $20 bill. I went to give him a change. He said, no, that's you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm so proud of you, brother. Right? Now, when I did that, then all of a sudden these niggas got activated. I walked back over to them. They snatched the rest of the magazine out of my hand. Snatch them out of my hand, go run off like, oh shit.
hey, man.
And so
It was just seeing it in action and seeing you sell it, hearing your angle of speech, and just being like, and then knowing, I was like, oh, I could deliver that. I already had the confidence to deliver it. I just kind of had to see it done and get it up close to know how I'm selling. Then you gave me tips. You was like, yo, you're not selling the magazine, you're selling you. And in that, I started learning more and being more confident in talking to people and connecting with people. And it translates to what I do now with comedy.
that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. I could definitely see that. Thank you, Artie G71. Thank you, Artie. Artie said, you are a legend, bro, and you already know that. I mean, I don't go around saying I'm a legend, but if you know what one looks like, acts like, walks like, and talks like, then you know. If you don't know, if you can't identify it, then the fact that I am it doesn't really make a difference to you if you're not a person who can register such a thing. Which, again, speaks to this point that, that I'm trying to bring to the forefront in this topic right here. As it relates to our people getting into entrepreneurialism and the things that impede them still to this day, even with all the things that they have available to them now, even with the internet and the way that the internet enables a person to remove themselves from a great degree of the first-person interaction. They can hide behind a screen and project a whole other image of who they are, as opposed to what I had to do, both in the streets and in that industry, where I had to present face first, right in front of a person and be like, yo, this is me. This is who you're dealing with. This is not, my internet version. This is not my mask. This is who I am. This is me, and this is what I got going on, and have to stand there to be judged or assessed, in person by some person who I did not know at all. And the thing that disenabled us back then a lot, disenables many of us still today, is the lack of the information about how something is put together, like I was saying earlier, about knowing that just because the person made a magazine doesn't mean that they're this big-time person. They're just somebody who made something, and now they're building what they made. A lot of people do not know that still, right? So they don't get started because they think they got to have all of this shit, whatever they think they got in their mind. Two, they don't have the humility. Without that humility, you won't do what's necessary. You'll think, oh, I can't have niggas seeing me out here like this. I can't have them motherfuckers see me out here grinding. I can't have them seeing me out here, being humble and walking up to people and saying, "Hey, strange person, would you give me what you value in place of what I value? I value the work I put into this magazine and the effort I made to create it. You value that dollar that you earned by whatever way you earned it. Are you willing to trade what you value for what I value?" They don't have that in them. They look at it like, oh, that person, this random person that I've never seen before and will likely never see again is going to look down on me. Oh my God. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with the idea of a stranger thinking less of me because I'm out here selling my own CDs or magazines or T-shirts or whatever. I can't do that. Before I do anything, I gotta blow up and then step out and go, boom. This is, I've always been like this. Like a lot of black people got it hooked up, man. Like for real, man. That's why they're not moving. Got ideas like a motherfucker, but not moving on nothing because they can't humble themselves. They got these distorted ideas of how or about how things are put together, about how things are built, about how things are created. And they're not educating themselves. They're not exposing themselves to people who are willing to share the information about how it's done. And when they do get exposed to people like myself who will share with them how it's done, they don't want to trade value for value. If I'm willing to, I bust my fucking ass with Don Diva. I bust my ass and humble myself ridiculously. Because unlike my sons, who felt like they couldn't be seen on Miami Beach Memorial Weekend, you know what I mean? They couldn't be seen out there being humble and walking up to people soliciting for magazines. First of all, who gonna see you that know you? Ain't none of your friends here. They couldn't make it. First of all, ain't none of your friends here. Everybody here is grown or damn near grown, and y'all here, y'all are kids, and y'all on Miami Beach Memorial Weekend where it's popping, where everybody you know would love to be, and their mothers and fathers would love to be there. But y'all are so concerned about how y'all gonna look. Now, in contrast, here I am at that point, a guy who made millions of dollars on the street, who people respected and revered, and my name was known from one end of the motherfucking East Coast to the other end of the East Coast. And I was not concerned about who would see me and think what. I didn't give a fuck. I was doing me. The fuck I care about what somebody think. Try me. If you think I'm somebody you should try, or you think I'm somebody you should play with, try me. Try me. If you think that. But I ain't gonna let it stop me that you think that. You better act like you respect me when you see me. You better act like it, or I'm going to make you earn it. That was my attitude, and that's what I was trying to import into y'all. Man, fuck the world, son. They don't really give a fuck about you. So why would you care what they think as though they think? There's barely any thinkers in the world, man. Period. There's no thinkers. They're followers. They're suckers. They're cowards. They're fakes. And I've been telling y'all that all your life. That's why y'all grew up to be men and fathers, real fathers, who are going to raise more men. You know what I mean? Those kinds of preoccupations with what other people might think about you, people who don't even know you, let alone care about you. It's stopping so many of us. I think it's worse now than it ever was. I think the internet has made more self-conscious niggas than ever before existed. And that's self-consciousness is what disenables a lot of them from being able to make moves, man. They can't move. They can't move, bro. They can't breathe. They so everybody looking at me. Everybody's looking at me. Hey, get off your own dick, bro. Ain't nobody looking at you, bro. Especially you ain't did nothing. If you haven't done anything, what is anybody looking at you for? You don't think people got their own things that they're thinking about themselves? But you'd be surprised, bro. A lot of people ain't moving on nothing. Things that they got in their mind and their heart, they're not moving on it because they're so concerned about what some random person who wouldn't care if they dropped dead thinks about them. This is madness. This is fucking madness, man. For you to get up on that stage, I think that comedy is probably one of the most challenging fields of entertainment that exists. You know, stage, any type of live stage performance, whether you're on Broadway or off Broadway or on some, play stage or on the, a comedic stage, especially, at least a person on a stage, unless they're doing improv, a person on stage in a play, it's unless they wrote the play, it ain't on them. It's like if you can pull off the part, then it's all about how well the part was written. But when it comes to being a comedian, it's you. It's you. You gotta make that work. You have to make it entertaining. You have to get people to laugh, to think. It ain't all about making people laugh. It's about making people think. It's about making people feel a certain way. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta tell a certain amount of things that aren't funny to get a person to a point where you can tell them something that is funny and get the laugh. Am I right?
Yeah.
Right. So, I respect you and your peers tremendously for what y'all do, son. Tremendously. Tremendously. That's not easy. And that's how you know when a person is really on their own time, when they're really on their own agenda and they got themselves on their mind and not what some random faceless crowd of people might think or say about them. Because to get up on that stage and do what you do and K-Dub and now T.I. and all these other cats, Ballhead and I know food stamps don't call themselves food stamps no more, but you know what I mean? Like, all y'all, and I've watched y'all do these things for years. To get up there and do what y'all do, man, I got nothing but respect, and I'm proud that, I raised a man who will stand up and represent himself and ain't carrying no sucker bag. A sucker bag is full of other people's opinions, other people's concerns, other people's ideas, other people's opinions. Man, fuck them people. Fuck them people, bro. Because the moment you achieve anything that they can connect to the idea of success, they gonna be on your shit. They gonna be on your joint, boy. Oh yeah, that's my man. Yeah, man, I've been fucking with him for a long time, man. Yo, I remember when he first started. I was right there. I was one of his main supporters. Like,
I see it. I'm dealing with that now in the sense that niggas is in rooms hating on me that I'm not in, and you just gotta battle that.
So many people when I first started doing the Don Diva thing and they don't think I know, because they, of course they would never, you ain't gonna be able to find anywhere nobody who gonna say, yeah, I disrespected Cavario one day and he ain't do nothing. They're gonna say, yeah, I disrespected him. He knocked me out. He knocked me out. He knocked me out. I didn't think I was being disrespectful really, but apparently his threshold was different from mine, or his boundaries were different than where I thought they were, and he knocked me out. He knocked me fuck out. He knocked me out. So, like, I don't trip on nobody's opinion or none of that. Whatever you think, try me, man. Try me, man. I'm committed. committed, man. I'm committed, man. I mean, if you're not committed, don't come with it. I'm committed. As I grew up, I was raised on today is as good a day to die as any. I was being told that by everybody older than me and my family, my mama, everybody. Today is as good a day to die as any. That means live on your feet, die on your principles if need be. But do not live unprincipled. A lot of y'all are unprincipled. You're unprincipled. And you're not actually living. You're existing like a roach or a rat or some sort of other pest. But you're not living because you're not moving on your own merit. You are not Joe the boss of you. You're moved by other people's ideas and thoughts and, feelings or whatever have you. And you're in a cage like a rat, or some other kind of, low level, life form or something, And until you get out that sucker bag and relieve yourself of the concern of what people who don't care about you think, people who don't care about you say, the opinions of people who don't care about you, until you let that go, until you drop that sucker bag, you're going to continue to just be some existing thing. You're going to never, ever, ever know what it is to live your life. It ain't about having everything, whatever that means. It ain't about, being rich. That is a transient condition. If you do not look in the mirror, like and respect what you see, you are broken, you are broke. You're lost. The feeling you get if you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, that's what it feels like to be lost. That's what it feels like to be empty and have nothing, no matter how much you got. Why do you think people who have a bunch of money and a bunch of material things do such low and despicable things? You think it's because they're happy? You think it's because they're bored? You think it's because they got so much money they don't know what else to do? No, it's because they did all of these amoralistic things, all of these non-charactered, unprincipled things to get their hands on material so that other people who didn't know them or care about them could say, ooh, look what they got. Ooh, look at them. Ooh, they doing this and they doing that. Ooh, and then they realize, I don't feel any better about myself than I did before I had this shit. Somebody sold me a bad bill of goods. They said everything would be all right, and I would just be happy, and everything would just be perfect. I would get that car, get this amount of money, that house, this jewelry, those clothing designers, and that girl, and then everything would just be perfect. And I got the jewelry, I got the cars, I got the house, I got the girl, got the money, but I don't have the happy. Where's the happy? Now I'm gonna be a miserable motherfucker. I'm going to turn my wealth to a weapon. I'm going to use it to draw people to me so that I can victimize those people and I can spread misery. I'm miserable and everybody else should be miserable too. And I'm going to use it to make other people miserable. So I'm going to dangle it in front of them and say, come on, come and get it. This is how you get it. This, come right here. Come here, right? Come get the money. It's right here. Right here. And that's what they're doing. And what y'all have been seeing lately is that being exposed. And master of it. His ill-gotten gain to spread misery to other people. In communities, family,
Nigga said
way.
like shit.
What you say? You said what?
the signal, you all blurry and spotty and shit.
Oh,
I
wow,
said your
wow.
signal, you all.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Well, it's over anyway.
And it sound like
It's
you
over.
said it's right at the
It's
good
over.
shit. It's like
It's
the
over.
best part of a
It's over.
movie and
It's
shit
over.
fucking
It's
up.
over.
It's like
It's
God.
over. Well, look like they letting us go over the hour, so I'll go a couple more minutes. We can go a couple more minutes if you with it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good
Okay.
now.
Yeah, yeah. You know why it's doing that, right? Because I'm getting closer to my land.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? That's why it's doing that, because I'm away. I'm out the way, motherfuckers. And I suggest that y'all focus on getting out the way too. Like, stop trying to give all your money to people who take the money you give them, whether it's Louis or it's Gucci or it's Givenchy or whatever it is. Like, they're all putting their money into things that are counterproductive to your well-being. That's private prisons. That's legislation that will criminalize you faster, easier, and get you in prison. That's backing political people who are going to create laws that are going to make the quality of your life less and less and less. This is I don't know what do y'all think that rich people do with their money? What do you think the Versace's and the Louis and the Gucci's and the Balenciaga? What do you think they do with their money? You think they go out and buy other people's expensive shit? What do y'all think they do with their money? What do you think that people who already have tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of dollars, what do you think they do with their money? Like, for real. You think they go out and party and throw it up in the air? You think they doing what you do with your money? You think they get their money and go, I'm going to go buy something? You think they get a check for $200-300 million and go, I'm going to go buy something? That's what you think they do? Yeah, they putting their money to work. They putting their money to work. And if they're 65, 75 years old, what do you think they put their money to work for? For when they get older? No. They know that they out of here soon. They're putting their money to work to secure the futures and the power of those who will come behind them. Their children, their children's children, and their children's children's children. That's what they're putting their money into. They don't want to buy anything. They have everything that they want to own. They have the homes and the cars and the boats, and they do all the things that they want to do. So their money, what up, Chopper? Their money goes to creating infrastructure that serves them and their own. That's what they on. So while you can't wait to get your hands on some money so you can go spend it with them, so they can go and turn that money around into a weapon against you, is about the dumbest shit in the world. For real. And that's what y'all doing. That's what you're doing. You're feeding the machine that they're building to eat you. You can listen to me now, but I promise you're going to believe me later on. But it may be too late. They're going to destroy you. That is the intent. They're paying a bunch of money to people through lobbyists to make laws that enable them to do things that are inhumane, that are amoral, that are unethical, but serve them. You're going to be replaced by all those people coming across those borders. If they don't replace you, then the robots that they're building in these 1 million square foot warehouses with these grids that these robots work on, and the robots get everything that's going to be, ordered through Amazon. Ain't no people working in there. That's happening right now. So, if you're looking forward to having a job at Amazon warehouse when you get out of high school, 9 times out of 10, there will be no job for you unless you're somebody who can program or repair the robots that are going to take, that are already currently taking those jobs. Already. As far as any actual jobs that human beings will be needed to do, which is going to be virtually nothing because they already have robots that are picking picking grapes, picking oranges, doing all the farm work and all that, whatever. They already got robots doing that. They already got them doing that. And they don't need breaks. They don't need leave for paternity. They don't need the maternity leave. They don't need none of that. They don't need none of that. This is happening. It's happening in real time, happening right now, as we speak, right now. And for some of y'all, this is the first time y'all have ever heard it. That's how far out of the goings ons that so many of you are. Y'all have no idea what is happening. But you know everything about Megan the Stallion. You know everything about Diddy. You know everything about what Kanye's saying. You know what I mean? Like, all these things that do not matter to you. All these things that don't mean anything to you or the quality of your life. You know everything about everything but the one thing that means something to you. And you know why that's such a popular thing? Because the majority of you are preoccupied with your peers' opinions. You're preoccupied whether you know them or not. You're preoccupied with whether the people that you are around or that you engage with online, offline, wherever, you're too preoccupied with what they think is important. You want to be able to engage them in a conversation about some contemporary bullshit that's going on. Yo, you heard about such? Yeah, I know about it. Yeah, we all know about it, nigga. We all got the internet. We all got social media. We're all looking at similar feeds. There's not really nothing to talk about. But the motherfuckers do so much engaging. They do so much engaging in the box, right? The inbox, right? The comment box, right? Cats have gotten so accustomed to opinionating in the comment box about things they don't know shit about. They're in the comment box commenting on everything.
They comment. I don't know shit about that, but I'm gonna make a comment. I don't know shit about that either, but I'll make a comment. So what that contributes to is incompetent people feeling confident in their ability to speak on a subject without having any knowledge of the subject. Because there used to be a point where people would be like,
shut up.
Yo, word.
Nigga was telling
Word.
me to shut the fuck. Hey, yo, shut
Word.
up.
Word. You don't know, if you don't.
Niggas will tell you shut up. If you don't know what you talking about, niggas will tell you to shut up.
That's right.
And if you kept talking, you had to fight.
That's right.
Niggas just beat
That's
you
right.
up. But keep
That's right.
talking.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad that everybody don't do that. Buck, DYD. But the hit dog gonna holler. The hit dog is going to holler. You ever heard of that, Buck? The hit dog is gonna holler. So when a person say, I don't do that, not me. Nobody said you did it, Buck. Nobody but you. Nobody but you put themselves specifically in the line of fire of that particular charge. Hit dog gonna holler. You know what I mean? Like if a motherfucker walk into a room, what up, Jimmy? Ace to the building. If a motherfucker walk into a room, right, and say, fuck all you suckers. Fuck all you suckers. All you niggas suckers. Fuck all you suckers. You know who's gonna respond? Only the suckers. Only the suckers. I know you're talking to me. I ain't never been moved to respond to some shit that don't pertain to me. Like all the punk motherfuckers in here, like fuck all the punk niggas in here. Word, word. Fuck all the punk motherfuckers. Fuck them all. And go back to doing what I'm doing. When niggas start claiming they ain't the one, I salam my brother. Motherfuckers start claiming I'm not the one. It ain't me. I ain't the one. I ain't the one that did it. Or I'm not. I'm not in that. Nine times in they in that. You know, like I said, the internet has increased self-consciousness by like 1,000,000%. Motherfuckers are more self-conscious today than they ever been before. Niggas ain't never been so self-conscious before, bro. Niggas ain't never been so worried about what somebody else think before. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. And there ain't never been so many sensitive niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. And maybe there were, but you know what it was? They shut the fuck up. They shut their
Yeah.
fucking sensitive ass up. You shut the fuck up before somebody pull your card. Somebody pull your motherfucking card. So the internet is like open a floodgate for unqualified, unverified, never certified ass niggas to assert themselves, to assert their opinions and so forth. You know, there's a lot of people being heard from by way of the internet that nobody should be hearing from. Word life. Nobody should be hearing from you niggas. You niggas ain't got nothing to fucking offer. You ain't got nothing to say nobody need to hear. Nothing. It's a lot of you niggas, your own mama don't give a fuck what you talking about. Shut up, boy. Always say something stupid. But mama, I got lips. I want to talk. I be seeing people talking. They be on the internet. They be on the internet talking. You ain't talking about nothing, man. Like read a book, do some research, learn something, live some life. A lot of you niggas ain't been outside. Like really outside. You ain't been outside. Fuck you talking about? What you got to talk about? What value is it in what you're talking about? You motherfuckers don't think that there need be value. You think just because you got lips and a phone that you should be broadcasting. That's not the case. Merce, what's up, Merce? That ain't the case. That's not the case, you know? But, you know, I'm glad I raised men and women solid. I'm glad. For those of you who didn't have a man to teach you how to be one, I feel I have sympathy for you. It's not your fault that your mama fucked a sucker. It ain't your fault. It's not your
Yeah.
fault.
She need to stop saying your daddy ain't shit. She need to say, I like ain't shit niggas.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry, baby. I like
Yeah.
ain't shit niggas. Your
Right.
daddy has some nice Adidas. That track jacket was fresh. He bought me a fucking ice cream from Mr. Softy and a pickle, and I fucked him raw.
That's right. That's right.
Everybody
That's
was
right. And let
doing
that's right. Everybody was doing it. And you know that's why you don't know your daddy and your sister don't know her daddy and your little brother don't know his daddy and this
do
baby in
not
my
know his
stomach
daddy. I don't
and this
know
baby
my
in my
daddy.
stomach right now
We
he
all the
he don't know
same.
his daddy either.
She don't know her daddy either.
That's right. That's
My
right.
mama don't know her daddy.
I mean, you know, it is what it is, man. But you know, y'all could stop it though. You know, if you're somebody who's this is your story, you could stop it. It could stop with you. It could stop with you. But you can't do better if you don't know better. So you gotta expand your mind and start, you know, doing some learning, man. Do some learning, man. Learn from somewhere, you know. Learn from somewhere. The internet, it's a lot out there, man. Y'all spend a lot of time wasting time, not getting to nothing, not getting to nothing, not learning anything, not expanding on anything. just bullshitting. It's bullshit. But yeah, that's about an extra 15 minutes. But that's it, son, man. Check on Boy, see how his meet went. You know what I mean? And holler back, let me know. You know, maybe let's do a three-way on after he's done. Let's do a three-way on WhatsApp or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean? All right. Love you.
Love you too.
Stay solid.
All right.
And remember, think critically so you can live wonderfully. Mind plug out.